This week has seen a lot happening within the Battlefield universe. On Tuesday, we received a large blog post dropping the unfortunate news that Season 1 had been delayed until sometime in early summer 2022. Later that same day, we also got to listen in on the EA investor call, and I gave you a 30,000-foot overview of that in yesterday's video. And you need to understand that these two are directly linked and related. The blog goes out first, explains a few directions the game will be taking, and then the investor call happens later in the day using the earlier blog post to help block and reduce any influx of Battlefield 2042 inquiries. My name is LtBuzzLitebeer, and I actually went back and listened to the entire investor call again, this time not concentrating on actual profit margins, but instead more on the language, tone, and context being vocalized during the call. Really quickly though, thanks again for all the support you've been showing me and my content. Please take a moment to smash that big, beautiful subscribe button and ring the bell to stay informed of all my latest uploads. Let's rewind to early on Tuesday, February 1st, and we received the announcement we kind of all expected to see, and that Season 1 was being delayed until sometime in early summer. Now, I did the math, and from launch day to June 21st, considered to be the first day of summer, is 221 days. So Battlefield 2042 is best case scenario, looking at just shy of 8 months from launch before it receives its first major content update. By comparison, 8 months after launch, Battlefield 1 had received the They Shall Not Pass DLC, Hardline had the Criminal Activity and Robbery DLCs, and Battlefield 4 already had 4 DLCs live and in the game, all while the team at DICE tackled the untold infrastructure issues encountered at launch. Now on the call, Andrew Wilson, EA CEO, gave the following statement announcing the delays. Players can expect meaningful updates to continue in the weeks ahead, and we are shifting the first season of live service content to early summer as we work closely with our community to evolve and improve the core experience in Battlefield 2042. Taking a quick dive into this delay, and what you need to fully understand is that Season 1 is already set up. It's ready to go. It, along with the other content, is there and could go live in an instant. All DICE has to do is press the button and poof, we've got the new Season 1. Now, the reason that they have decided to delay is not that they need to work with the community to evolve and improve the core experience, although they do. It is down to the simple fact that even if they did decide today, right now, to press go live on Season 1, there just wouldn't be anybody there to play it. Player counts are dwindling by the day. Here is this morning, and the Steam charts are showing Battlefield 2042 now below 4,800 concurrent players worldwide, with a 30-day average of just 6,906. Can you just imagine how much worse the attention 2042 would get if they were to make Season 1 live and then the player counts didn't just dramatically rise? It would be a bloodbath out here, and EA DICE knows that, hence the delay. Back to the EA investor call, and at one point, Blake Jorgensen, EA CFO, responds to an investor question about sales figures for 2042 with this statement. We're going to refrain from trying to give updates there. Remember, Battlefield is less than 10% of our revenue. We sold less units than we thought we would, but what I would say is that remember these, and then they have some sort of technical difficulty in the stream, and so our goal is to add new excitement to stretch this out. And in some ways, we hoped it benefits FY 2023, that's fiscal year 2023, since we've had a pretty strong fiscal year 2022, and it helps us out in the future. Remember that Battlefield 2042 was advertised to be one of EA's pillars of success. The trailers created incredible buzz around the title and drove pre-order sales up significantly. To hear EA flat out refuse to give sales figures, instead concentrating on other topics, just goes to show you the level of disappointment they have with DICE and the direction the game has gone. Now, if the shoe was on the other foot, and 2042 sold much higher totals than expected, you better believe EA would be touting those numbers all over the place. Those headlines would be splashed all over their investor slides and gaming news publications. EA projected to sell 50 million copies of Battlefield 2042 after 6 months, nearly 50% more than originally anticipated. Now, the only sales figures I have seen posted was from this Screen Rant article dated back in December 3rd, so approximately 3 weeks after the pre-order launch date, and it says that, quote, according to reports from a reputable insider, Battlefield 2042 sold over 4.2 million units during its first week of sale, making it the second best launch in franchise history. Now, the top spot is held by my personal favorite, Battlefield 3, which boasts a Week 1 sales record of 4.68 million units. Those kind of impressive introductory sales numbers and then the extremely low player retention levels tell me that the trailers did indeed drive up initial sales, but once players got their hands on time with 2042, they just quickly lost interest and drifted away and back to other titles. We've got some breaking news and just in from industry insider Tom Henderson over on Twitter, and as I'm recording this video, I'm just going to throw this onto the track. He says, video later today about what EA said to analysts after the earnings call regarding Battlefield. For those wondering, there are usually more questions from analysts and elaboration on certain points after these types of calls. Wow. I really want to get my eyes and ears on this one because I suspected they would have a lot more to say to the lads with the wallets once all the mics were turned off. Late in that EA call, Wilson let go with something that you wouldn't normally hear on an investor's call pertaining to DICE and their history at getting it wrong the first time. Quote, and as much as I hate to admit it, DICE is the studio that has been able to do this a number of times now and really go back and rebuild at the core and re-engage the community. As long as we do that in conjunction with a committee, that's what that studio was so great at doing. So what he just said is that DICE has a history, scratch that, a pattern of missing the mark badly on their first attempt and then is forced to scramble, completely rebuild the game while doing damage control with the community, relaunch the game, re-engage with the community, all while using community feedback and decisions to help fashion a game that players will actually want to play. What the hell is going on here? That's like me reaching into the toaster oven time and time again, burning my fingers severely, changing nothing in my morning routine, but then explaining to others that it's going to be okay because my skin heals quickly after each burn. If there are poor design choices being made at the top levels of DICE, and they keep making these poor design choices, then your options are whittled down to just one. And I touched on this yesterday, but from Wilson's statement and the Battlefield blog post, they are actively requesting the community's help to create a game we will enjoy playing. And I still can't believe I'm seeing this, but since when did DICE, the billion-dollar AAA developer that fashioned the entire Battlefield experience from the ground up, suddenly forget everything they've learned and need our help at designing a fun-to-play game? Whatever position DICE now finds themselves in is one of their own creation. They had the hard data from previous Battlefield releases, and they knew what kind of reception a Battlefield title would receive if they decided to steer the train too far off the tracks. Still, DICE decided to take a radical hard turn, and one that is still baffling me, as they went with a completely new format for Battlefield, but not new to the gaming industry. Okay, quick theory here, and you've probably already heard this one, but everything I have experienced in 2042 drives me to the firm belief that this game was originally meant to be a massive battle royale. Just hear me out. No classes, instead replaced with Rambo-esque lone wolf specialists capable of entering battle solo, all armed with a wide variety of weapons, self-healing, etc. How about no VoIP? No scoreboard, because in a battle royale, all that matters is you are the last player standing. Huge, oversized maps to give solo players enough space to roam around and then compress together as the playable zone is shrunk around them. Just take a good look at all-out warfare and think about it. These maps weren't designed for this kind of combat. That's why they don't have good flow, ample cover, or interesting structures, because they weren't originally meant to be used in this manner. Now, I know that battle royales are all the craze, at least I think they are still the trendy thing to have in your game, but could you imagine What would have happened if Battlefield 2042 launched with all-out warfare as a battle royale and as the featured game mode, along with Hazard Zone, which is essentially a squad version of a BR? It would have been pitchforks and torches assembling to March Hunt DICE headquarters. Anyways, the bad design choices, the poor after sales, the comms dark for months, the poor technical state, and now a massive delay for new content when the game was launched content light, all adds up to the fact that this game is in deep trouble. Even with Vince Zampella inheriting the sinking ship, even with his reputation, I personally don't see 2042 ever recovering, especially in a crowded lineup of successful FPS games. Who's going to be around in another 3 months to even see this thing revived? Who's going to care about Season 1? And how will this constant paddling upstream approach affect the next Battlefield? Because if they have to scramble for the next year or 2 years just to get 2042 into a workable state, it will undeniably take a huge toll on the quality of whatever the next Battlefield is going to look like. Please leave me a comment and sound off about anything Battlefield 2042 related, and I will do my best to respond. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to receive all my future upload alerts. If you could take a few seconds more to rate and or share this video, it would be greatly appreciated. You can find and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and over on my community Discord server. Links to all of these social platforms in the video description below. Thanks again for all the love and support you've been showing me and my content. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.